This is going to be an advanced tutorial for negotiating within guild expeditions. This is going to be dealing primarily when you have 6 or more options in the negotiating choices. If you would like to watch a different tutorial that will show you 1 or 2 battles that don't have at least 6, you can watch the other tutorial video that I have. This negotiating is going to be good for basically the last half of Guild Expeditions level 2. Most of those battles will have at least 5, so having the extra turn definitely does not help. You don't really need it when you have 5 or less, but having it definitely can win you some battles you would have otherwise lost. To get to your extra turn, you're going to go to your tavern, your friend's tavern up here. You're going to click on it. When it opens up here, you're going to go over to the tavern shop, scroll down, and activate extra turn. Okay, for the most part, unless you are getting extra turns by purchasing them or winning extra turns, that's a new option in the Guild Expeditions now. 15 minutes is typically going to be enough time. Since I only have 5 battles to go in Guild Expeditions level 3, which I'll be showing you, that's all I'm going to activate. You must activate this if you want to have a good chance of winning these battles. While I do win quite a few times with 3 turns, there are a lot of times that I have to have that 4th turn to win. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to get started here. I'm going to go ahead and activate just 15 minutes at a time. There is a possibility of needing 30 minutes. I actually ran out here the other day when I was doing level 4. I'll talk a little bit more about that, but honestly, won't be doing level 4 too often. It's just far too expensive and the rewards are not very good. So, as you can see here, I am on level 3 here up in the corner, and I have 5 expeditions left to do, or encounters left to do. As you should already know, you simply click on the encounter you're on, click on negotiate, which brings up your table. Now, when I pop this open, you're going to see that I have 9 different choices. To start off with, you always want to select coins and supplies as one of your options. After that, I usually just pick what I have the most of. So I have lots of silk, I've got lots of rope, I have lots of gunpowder here, and your goal on this very first turn is to hopefully eliminate most of these as options. Okay, so we're going to pay and negotiate. We'll see what happens here. Maybe we'll get lucky, one of them will be right, and I did. Now, as per the other tutorial, just because you get a green mark does not mean that is no longer a valid option. Somebody else could want it, and that's actually where these higher level negotiations become problematic, is sometimes you do have duplicates. Somebody also wants gunpowder. I have 4 spots open, and I still have 5 other goods that I have not tried to negotiate with at all. So I'm going to put these up here right now to eliminate or confirm that they're needed. I already know I need the gunpowder, so I'm not going to put that up for this second round. Again, the second round, we're hoping to eliminate 1 or 2 more and also find others that we need to win the encounter. Maybe get lucky and get 1 or 2 correct, but we didn't. Eliminated the talc powder and we eliminated brass. We know that we need the granite and the salt plus 1 other. Now this is where you're going to actually try to start getting some of these for wins. So I'm going to go ahead and use these knowing that I may possibly need them. I only have 4 options left, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and throw coins up again just to see if it's a valid option. This is where you really are hoping that you're going to need a couple of these right. Otherwise, there's a good chance of failing. And I did. Wonderful. Now, I only have the 2 left. Coins was a valid option. They're in the wrong spots, so all I got to do is simply flip those around, and we now have a win. As you noticed, I used all 4 turns. Now, you want to be doing guild expeditions again because you're going to be able to get some pretty good rewards. The final reward at the final temple up here has a chance for 100 diamonds. So as you see the rewards here, if you've never been in level 3, I have a chance for 15% chance of getting 25 diamonds. You got a store building. You also have a 15% chance of 20 forge points. So or 35 goods. All of those are really good rewards. I don't particularly care for the production buildings. Hopefully, that's not what I get. We'll see. There we go. 25 diamonds won. Now that's important because a lot of times the last one or next to last one, I end up using diamonds on. They get very, very difficult to do. So go back to negotiation. I actually lose an option. So I only have 8 temple battles. You always have more choices on. So again, we're just going to throw in the most of what I have on here. And remember, on your first turn here, what you're ultimately trying to do is eliminate multiple options. So I got 2 correct, and I eliminated 2 options. That's not bad. It's not great either. So remember, on your second round here, you're going to want to use things that you know that you don't need. Odds are you're probably not going to have a duplicate every single time, but it's possible. That's why I'm not going to use coins or the talc powder right now. I'm going to use 3 that I haven't and see what I get. So I now know that I need supplies and I need a granite. So that's 2 of the options. I have 2 options left. Now this again, this is where you're going to want to start trying to make sure that you get a winning match on here, hopefully. I'm going to try using gunpowder simply because I already have a match on coins, and we'll see if that's the third one that I'm going to need at this point. And that's really what most of what negotiating is at this point is, taking guesses. Would you do it? You start to get a feel of what's going to be correct and what isn't. So as you can see, again, didn't get in the right spots, but all I got to do is flip them around. I did find out that gunpowder was the other one, and turn 4 makes it a win. So hopefully you are seeing the importance of having the 4th turn on here. It has warned me my last 2 encounters. Now your options here. This is where sometimes you may actually need extra time beyond the 15 minutes because as you can see I have the chance of winning 4 expedition attempts. Now I'm at the end of my map, so that's probably not going to matter. I only have 4 left with 3 encounters, so it won't hurt to get them because if I happen to fail, I can maybe quit and restart it. But I'd rather get coins or supplies at this point. And of course, what do I get? 4 attempts. So I'm definitely not going to have any problems finishing this up. So again, we have 8 options here. Again, it's just a matter of I'm clicking through. I'm looking at the things that I have typically the most items for supplies on. Again, I'm going to say it. Your first round here, what you're trying to do is eliminate. This isn't a bad round. We eliminated 3. We're going to go on here. We're going to click ones that we only have 5. And we know rope is one of them. So I'm going to go ahead and throw rope on because we only have 5 total. And hopefully we're not going to repeat our coins. The second round should tell us a little bit of what's going on. So we eliminated talc and our granite. We only have 3 choices left. That means most likely coins is going to get repeated. I have a lot more rope than I do brass. So I'm going to put rope up in a couple places here. Main thing that you need to pay attention to as well when you're doing this is make sure you're not repeating things. I do that when I get in a rush, so you wouldn't want to put rope here again as an example. It's easy to do if you're not paying close attention. So we eliminated coins and we eliminated rope. I believe that means we just have brass left. So that's the nice thing, is there's no guessing at this point. This becomes a win again by having that 4th turn. So this next one here, I'm just going to go through and negotiate it and just let you watch. Again, if you look at the rewards here at the end, pretty nice rewards of 10 forge points is a possibility there. The 25 goods from the previous age is helpful when you're negotiating because you are going to use goods from the previous age. 30,000 supplies. So this one you can just watch it what I do. It's going to be the same basic pattern over and over again. Not a bad round because I did find two of what I'm going to need. And I'm just going to choose rope again to see if by chance it's duplicated. And it's not, but I do know three of the items that I'm going to need. So I'm going to actually try to win some of these. So this is a good example of the last one is going to be a crapshoot. I know one of these two want silk. So we'll try this one. One of these two want granite, and since I know he doesn't want gunpowder, I'll choose the granite. This really is literally a toss-up whether or not I'm going to win. If you get one, you got all three of them. And I got them. I managed to guess correctly. And that literally is all that was a 100% pure guess. This also happens to be one of the battles that oftentimes I do end up spending 10 diamonds on for a fifth round. You have to know when to spend diamonds. Sometimes it's not worth it if you've got 3 or 4 possibilities of winning the encounter still. This one here is always just like the other previous third ones in between all of the temples. That always is going to give you troops. Troops are never a bad thing. This final one here, pretty good reward chances. 100 diamonds possibility. A renovation kit. Those are always very handy. 20 forge points. 55% chance on that. And then one of the stupid new buildings, in my opinion, a terrace farm. I guess I'd have to look at the stats. I don't know if it's any good, but all the other buildings so far have been bad. And the premium culture building is just, in my opinion, those are pretty much worthless once you have certain great buildings like the Alcatraz and Hagia. So now, as you can see, the final temple battle, you have 10 choices. This one, honestly, comes down to getting used to negotiating, and quite bluntly, there is quite a bit of luck involved in it. Again, on your first round, what you're hoping to do is eliminate options. We eliminated 3. We know we need brick and salt. We have 5 other options, so we're just going to simply choose those other options in the attempt to confirm or eliminate them. And so we eliminated quite a few of them. We only have 3 choices for this entire negotiate. Oh, sorry, 4 choices. What did I miss? Oh, missed gunpowder. That's okay. So this is where you definitely want to be winning. If you don't win something here, it's going to be very, very tough to win this in 4 turns. So hopefully we get 1 or 2 of these right. 2 would be preferable. And we did. And we even got verification on what we needed. So now it's a matter of flipping those 2 around. And no diamonds were needed to be spent. Which sometimes that happens and sometimes it doesn't. This one I almost always end up spending the 10 diamonds. I usually am pretty good at narrowing it down to just one last choice if I don't win it in that fourth round. So that completes level 3. And I always go look for idols at this point. I got one of the gold rare idols, so let's see what we got. A ritual flame. This one I have mixed opinions on. It's basically 2 watchtowers, 8%, on your defense in your city. I personally would prefer the 2 watchtowers for the simple fact they're easier to place. And let's see, drum roll, do I get the 100 diamonds? That would be what I would prefer. Oh, we get the 20 forge points. So, not too terribly bad on that. So, that completes it. We're going to go over to a different world here, and you'll be able to see what Tier 4 of Guild Expeditions looks like. Now, Tier 4 of Guild Expeditions, for the most part, the guild that I'm in here, we've kind of determined that it's not worth doing. The amount of goods that are needed to complete this in negotiating terms is absolutely insane. I did 6 encounters the other day, and if I remember correctly, I think I burned through almost 600 goods in negotiating just 6 encounters. Now again, I only have a few encounters left to go, so I'm just going to activate the 15 minutes on here. There are some unique opportunities to win here. On the 3rd battle in between the temples, on 4th level, instead of getting troops, you will have a 50-50 shot at diamonds versus something else. This one happens to be a medium metal package. I forget what I had for my other 3rd tiers. I have worn diamonds 2 of the 3 other times that I had on here. I have not worn any relics on guild level 4, and neither has any of my guild mates in here, so don't know if it's even possible to win relics at this point. This is a much, much more difficult negotiation on level 4. One of the things you'll notice immediately is we already have 9 options here, and you don't have supplies and you don't have coins as an option, so you are going to spend goods each and every time that you do these. Now, I don't produce as many goods in this world as I do in the A world, which is my main world, so I have to actually pay attention a little closer to what I'm putting up. And you'll also notice that you use a lot more per negotiate. I'm using 5 of each of these right now. I think when I did the last temple battle, I was using, I want to say 7 or 9. But it's the same basic principle here. You're just trying to eliminate options. And we eliminated 3. We know 2 of the options. So and since I only have 6 options, I'm going to use one of the ones that I know that I need and put it in here. One of the reasons why you want to do this is because it eliminates another spot. For it to be, and you would know 2 things that this person doesn't want. It always helps when you're doing that in the longer term negotiations. So, got 1 correct, which is good. You want that. Got 3 more here. And I still have 5 options. So I've got to try winning here. Oh, I know the gunpowder is the 4th option, so I was like, oh, that didn't make sense to me for a second. This is where also, like I said, you need to pay attention to things. Gunpowder wasn't the green check, so I know one of these guys wants gunpowder, and I know what the other 3 options are. So these are all the options that we need. Now this is where we're hoping we get at least one of these. preferably 2. And we didn't. So, this is going to be a little more tougher, but I can see that I've already used gunpowder in 3 spots here, so I know this guy wants gunpowder. I haven't used the talc powder or the brass, and I use brass over here. Haven't used talc powder anywhere else, so I'm just going to try putting the brass here. The silk, I know neither one of these two want, so we'll put the silk there. And the talc powder, we're going to go here. Now this also, again, shows that I didn't use the talc powder on this next round of negotiations. That can be good or bad. Ends up, it's a personal choice whether you do that. I know that he wants the gunpowder by doing that, and then it's just kind of a guess on these other ones here. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get lucky and I got them in the right order. And I didn't. This is where you have to determine if you're willing to spend diamonds or not. Since you have a 50-50 chance on 50-50 chance on tier 4 at this third battle up here, I'm already like plus 40. I'm going to go ahead and do this one just because of the sheer amount of goods. And I already know what the choices are that I'm going to have. I don't have to guess. If I had to guess which one of these was the proper one, I wouldn't have used diamonds. I would have just started all over from scratch again. But this will be a win and get me moved on. And now I just proved something wrong. I just got a relic up here. Okay, so now we know relics actually can be won for certain on here. This is another reason why we're not going to be opening up tier 4 very often, for the simple fact that it's not that great of rewards. This is a 50-50 chance for 35 current age goods or an extra large supply package. The goods would be an okay thing to get because of the amount that you're using. As you just saw, I used a boatload on just that last negotiation. Okay, but if you end up with the supplies, that's not a very good reward for the amount of goods that you just used. So I got 35 goods back. Negotiating again, this is probably going to put me at the full 10, and it did. So this is just like doing the final battle of Guild Expeditions level 3. Again, this is just kind of put up whatever you want. Choose however you want. Usually I choose by most, but quite honestly at this level it kind of doesn't matter too much. Again, the first round you are literally just trying to eliminate options out there. The second round, again, that's the same thing I'm going to do. Since I had 10 options, I used 5 the first time. I'm using 5 the second time. Different ones just to see what's there. I now know all 5 that I need. This now becomes a complete guess as to what's going to go where. Oftentimes, I'll just simply go from left to right in one position and hope that it works out. That's not good. None of those were a win. Okay, this is where it's going to become extremely unlikely to win this on the final round here. But I have done it before. This is also where you want to make sure that you are not doubling up anywhere. Make sure you used all 5 of them and that they're in different spots. And this is where you hope and pray. Wow. So I did not get a single one correct. And I'm debating if I want to use diamonds. I think I will, because I do know what each one is. This has a much higher chance of succeeding at this point. And this is one that it's even possible I could end up using 2 rounds of diamonds. Wow! I have never done that before. Where I've gone through all 4 rounds and never gotten a single one right. Now I know where everything goes. I'm definitely going to use the diamonds. uh, that's that is exceptionally odd to see that. So now it ends up being a win. So I used 20 diamonds there. I used 10 diamonds over here. This is where I'm really hoping I win the 50. Yes, there we go. So that's good. I just got all the diamonds back that I've spent, and I'm plus 20. If you remember, I was at 570. Final negotiation. Now this, again, this is also another reason why we're probably not going to open this up. If you look at the reward for the final temple, this is not good. The Sacred Sky Watch, I've gone and looked at the stats, horrible stats for a final victory. That is a really crappy building to have. And store building, um, just again, not that great of a kit. I really don't see a good use for it. I'm only completing this, quite honestly, because I just want the bragging rights that I finished Guild Expeditions. Now, this also shows you another option which has a lot of people upset. You have metals as an option here. For Arctic Future players, I've actually been told they can have metals and Promethium. I'm not sure what Promethium is, other than I've heard that it is very difficult to get. So, again, we're just going to go through and put up 5 are in here. Now, as you see, I'm using 8 of each one of these goods. So that means I did use 7 in the last temple. It wasn't 9, because it'll go up. And we're hoping to eliminate. Or if I got really lucky on the Force Thorn, you would get all 5 correct. So we got 1 correct, eliminated 4. I'm just going to go down to the bottom ones here. Metals are the absolute last thing that I will try to use, because I still need metals for expansions. So I don't want to use those unless I have no other option. Alright, so I got 2 more correct. That could be good or bad, for the simple fact that we don't know which ones are needed and which ones aren't at this point. We're just going to take a gamble. Hopefully one of those is correct. Oh, I got it actually correct. I was just hoping that it was a option. So I now have a 1 in 3 chance. The odds of this using 3 talcum powder, I would say, is pretty low. This is a complete guess. We're going to roll the dice and see if I get lucky. Oh, and I got lucky. Did not have to use diamonds on the last one. So, success with 4 attempts. But as you can see, when you have all those extra ones, it can be tough. This next to last battle, I ended up using 2 rounds of diamonds to get it completed. So, the final reward is the Sacred Sky Watch. I'll pop the stats on so you can look at this. I'm in late Middle Ages here, so this gives me a whole 12 population, 2,780 coins every day. If it's motivated, it will give you 1 whole forge point, and it takes up a lot of space in a 3x2 square. So, not very good stats for that, in my opinion. This completes Guild Expeditions level 4. Let's go over and see what I get for my relic here. Oh, and that is a fantastic relic. I just got 100 forge points on that. So that was nice and beneficial. But now you got the chance to see a little bit of Guild Expeditions level 4. I think your very first battle, you still have coins and supplies as an option to negotiate with. I think it was at that point. But this is a very, very goods intensive level. You better have very good supply production if you're ever going to be doing level 4 with your guild if they open it very often. So thanks for watching the tutorial. Hopefully this has helped you out. And if it does, you can like it and leave a comment in the YouTube comments below. Have a great day.